Hello, Lisa Carmichael. Welcome to your small business podcast. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for inviting me to be here. I'm
And
excited.
I'm excited too. I'm excited too, especially for this topic. Thank you. So, how about you just introduce yourself and let us know who you are and who you serve, what you do, and how has your entrepreneur journey taken you to where you are today?
Well, where does it all start? Well, you know what? My entrepreneur journey started because I chose to be a stay at home mom. So I worked corporately until my third child came, and that was my ticket to staying home. And I was my kids' mom until all of a sudden I was facing empty nests. Those years flew by me, they flew so fast. And what I've realized is that it's just really important to take care of yourself and not neglect yourself as you're being a parent, as you're being a mom, and you're trying to manage everything for everybody else. But you also have to be your own advocate.
Yes.
Yeah. So right now I have been working on this marketing business of mine for about 5 years now. And my marketing business is really starting to take off. It made a pivot about 2 years ago, pre-COVID, and when I started realizing that I needed to develop some stronger relationships, and that's basically what my business is. We develop strong relationships. My clients are entrepreneurs who want to stand out from their competitors and manage their reputations, manage their legacies. So it's not just about the why, it's about, what happens after the why.
Mm.
So yeah, and so I definitely try to do things the easy way. So what I do is I share tips and strategies to help other people build their businesses, because I know how hard it was for me, and I just feel if I can help somebody else, it's going to help me, it's going to help them, it's just going to be a win-win.
Yes, that is awesome. So, today we're talking about how and why purpose driven entrepreneurs need to elevate their consciousness. Because, the term higher consciousness um, is often used by spiritually minded people to describe important but hard to reach mental states.
Mm-hmm.
And what is that mental state to you that entrepreneurs need to get to reach that ultimate highest peak of success? What is that mental state?
Well, I'm going to first say this is my opinion, and this is what's worked for me. And I want everyone to understand that we are all unique. And when we embrace that uniqueness, that's when we really start moving forward, because that awareness is the very first step. Becoming aware and just allowing who we are and what we're meant to be, that's the first step for awareness. So I got too deep in that one. Oh, I know.
No, I
um,
like deep, deep,
I was like, oh, where was I going? It's feeling the pain. It really is. For so long I was always about comparing myself and looking to others for my confidence. And when I really dug as low as I could get, I realized that I couldn't get my confidence from anybody else. I had to be my own advocate. I had to raise my awareness, and I had to do that by digging deep. And that pain is what helped me find myself and find my confidence.
That's awesome. So, awareness basically is the first step. Just knowing who you are, what you stand for, um, how you want your business to be, your why, all of that. So, that's the first step is that awareness.
Yep.
Okay. What would you say is the next step after you are fully aware of where you want to be, where you want to go, who you are ready? What would the next step be after that awareness?
I would have to say after that comes belief. And
Yeah.
that has to be so strong that you know what you believe. is meant to be. So if you have that why, or you have that whatever it is, that business that you're building, you have to believe in yourself without a doubt that that is what is meant to be, and that you can't let other people shift your thinking. You have to be confident in yourself, in what you're building, and you have to revisit that belief every single day. Because if you don't have that energy, that vibration of what you're doing is what is meant to be, you'll get swayed. You'll lose your confidence because other people's ideas will pop in. And right now, post COVID, we're seeing all sorts of opportunities, all these ideas, and then everyone's idea is better than the next person's.
Yeah.
But you have to stick to your belief of what is true. And not only belief, but you also have to trust. You have to trust what you believe to be true. And if you don't trust in yourself, if you don't trust in what you're doing, people are going to see right through that. They're not going to believe you either.
Right.
So, yeah.
That is, yes, I totally agree with you, because that seems like that's probably really, in a nutshell, the steps: the awareness, the belief, and the trust. Because you do have to reach a very higher level of consciousness to be able to believe in yourself despite what everyone else says and who else is, maybe selling the same product. And you got to believe that despite that, you can make it to, all of that. Those are the steps. And isn't it amazing how you have to be in a very high mind state just to trust and believe in yourself?
You do.
Wow.
Because that's when obstacles come up, that you are able to stay firm in what you believe in.
Yes.
And even after that, it's also about taking action. You can believe something is possible, and that's actually a wish. But if you're not taking action with those steps, you're not going to go anywhere. And those steps can be baby steps. And really, those steps have to be baby steps so that when you're ready for that big step, those baby steps prepare you for the bigger steps.
Yes, that's excellent. That's the excellent tip. And that sounds good. That's like, I'm trying to get it in my head so I can reach this highly mental state: the awareness, the belief, the trust, and then the action. Because you're right. If you don't take that action, it's just a wish. It's just a dream. You're just a daydream for you. I know a lot of people. I know sometimes it takes a while to get to that level, but once you have that belief and you take in that action, then all of your dreams will manifest. Everything will happen for you. That's great.
So true. So when those obstacles come your way, you're centered, just like a tree in the ground, that you're not going to sway, because what you know is to be true. Your belief has to be so rock solid that the wind or another person's idea won't blow you away. I mean, how many times have you gone into like a coaching call, and all of a sudden they're selling you on their cool package, and then all of a sudden you're buying into what they're saying, and what's happened there is that you lost your belief in what you're creating, and instead you were swayed by that other person's idea, and then you were thinking, oh, I'm not good enough. We are good enough, and we have to stick with what we know and then move forward.
Yes, definitely.
That's the higher elevation that helps me. Just rising above, staying positive, surrounding myself around positive people like you.
Thank you.
Yeah, just, being aware of where you're putting yourself and who you're surrounding yourself with.
Yes, it is. Oh yeah, that makes a definite difference. Who you're around and what they're saying to you. Because, of course, like you said, we can change our minds like the wind, go in all kind of directions. And before you know it, you're not doing anything that you set out to do because so and so said this and so said that. And, it's a hard process for some of us, but hopefully for the strong ones, they will get it.
Well, and you're going to find your strength by changing the recordings in your mind.
Mm.
So the recordings that I had was that I was just never good enough. I was always comparing. I was always looking to others, thinking, how can I be like them? How can I improve my business? How can I be like that person? And when I realized that that was happening, when I had that awareness, it was like a light switch that I knew that I had to change that recording in my head and say, I am good enough. I am worthy of building a business. And I'm like a magnet. People are attracted to me because I am so centered in what I believe.
Yes.
And those that aren't, that's okay. I'll love them anyway.
Right, right.
You know? But you want to attract the people, the right people to your business. And that's actually that's how you build your tribe. That's
Mhm.
how, people are attracted to you. And exactly. That's how your tribe forms.
It is. Being yourself, believing in yourself, um, people can tell. I've always said people can tell when you're being fake and when you're not happy. They can tell when you're not genuine. They can tell when you're not being yourself. So you have to push through all of that negative recording in your head and just let your true self shine, and everybody will see that, and that will attract so many people.
Mm-hmm.
It's just people got to get out of that shell in order to do that and realize you're worth it. Do
But
this.
don't you think that shell is just our head?
It is.
It is. It's just we're so stuck in our heads thinking that we're not good enough. I mean, like even right now, I'm looking at myself in the camera and, how am I looking? How's my hair looking? Instead of looking in the camera and focusing on you and our conversation. And yeah, that shell. And you know what? But when you find yourself doing that, you recognize it. That's
Mm-hmm.
such a great baby step. When you recognize that, oh, you know what? I may not be, she may not think I'm real. Well, what you can do is take a step back and say, you know what? Just offer something vulnerable,
Mm-hmm.
offer something transparent. Like I just did. You know what? I'm looking at myself. I'm not looking at the camera. I'm not with you. I'm stuck in my head. So when you're open to being vulnerable and transparent, that really helps that imposter syndrome
Yeah.
go away. So because I'm no longer an imposter, I'm with you. I'm out of my head. That shell is broken, and we're chatting.
Yes. And people love that. People love to see, even though you have a business, and you're helping people, and whatever you're doing, you selling a product or some service business, but people love to see that vulnerability. They love to see the real you. I see now a lot of people do their lives and with no makeup on, they're in a hair's in a messy bun and all of that. And it attracts so many people because people are getting to where they don't want to see all that anymore. They want to see the real you.
Yeah.
They want to see that. If you actually are having a bad morning, you can actually get up and talk about it, and people are okay with it. Everything doesn't have to be roses and peaches all the time. Because a lot of times on the way it used to be was that's all you saw was happy people and running and flowers, and now everybody is being more authentic. They're being more vulnerable, and it's
Mhm.
making their tribe grow, it's making their business grow, all of that. Now that
Yeah.
takes a really high level of consciousness to be able to pull that off.
Yeah. And I think that people for so long have been trying to be perfect. That perfection piece, let it go. Just be there and, like you said, be authentic and stop trying to be perfect, because we're never going to be perfect.
No.
And that's a mind game. You're like stuck in your head. How can I be perfect? How can I be perfect? And it's not like you're even saying that to yourself. It's just that mind game. So I'm all about changing the recordings. That's why part of the reason why I published a book. My book is about self-affirmations. It's about me being vulnerable, open myself up by transcribing my journal of affirmations that I was writing down. And I thought, you know what? This helped me so much. I feel like this might help somebody else who's really stuck and they just don't know how to talk to themselves, how to say good things to themselves. I didn't know how. I always, like I said before, I just never felt good enough. And until I found the right words to speak to myself, that's when I pivoted. That's when I turned the corner.
Wow. So what's the title of your book, and how can we get it?
You bet. My book is called I Have Time for You, and it's on my website, which is my name. I have it listed there with my middle initial, Lisa Carmichael. So it's Lisa R. Carmichael. And it's on Amazon, and it's just, after being a stay-at-home mom, it was just something I felt the need to do, that I'm a published author. And right now I know that if anybody in this audience has ever thought about becoming an author, just know that if I was able to do it, you can too.
Definitely.
Yeah. So if you've ever thought about it, reach out to me. I'm more than happy to share my journey on how I became an author, because post-COVID, I was asking all sorts of people, like, how do you do this? How does this work? And now there's a lot of resources out there, and those resources may not always be the best. They may not have you in their best interest. So yeah, I'm all about being transparent. So if anyone needs help, let me know.
I will, and I think we could also do like another podcast show just about that, how to, the steps you took to become an author, to write the book, because I know a lot of people just have issues with just writing the book, finding time to write the book, So we definitely can just have a whole nother show on just that.
We could. We could.
Put that in the works. Yes, yes,
sure. Have you ever thought about writing a book?
I actually have. I've written a few. I don't really even talk about them that much, which is
okay.
But I've written a few. They're on Amazon.
You have?
Yeah, years ago, I wrote maybe, is it 3 fiction books? And then I wrote like 2 like self-help dating books. And they're on Amazon. People actually still buy them, surprisingly. But I wrote them like probably, 7, 8, 9 years ago.
Man, I wish I would have known you. I was struggling.
Yeah, but it's easy especially if you publish on Amazon. They've made it really easy. Well, I know that was then. I don't know how it is now, but it was pretty easy to do it then.
Well, I think that, when we think something is hard, we make it hard. And you just prove that it doesn't have to be hard. When I was talking to somebody, it was during COVID, and I was just struggling to just finish it. And he's like, what are you waiting for? I have written 3 books during COVID, and you're struggling with 1. Wow. I'm like, oh, okay. I get it. I'm overthinking this again. Yeah. So, wow, good for you. That's awesome.
Thank you. And good for you too. Congratulations. Yes. And of course, I will leave the links in the show notes so everybody can go straight to Amazon or your website to look at what you do in the book. So once someone reaches that high elevation that they need to succeed, make sure I'm saying the question right. How do you think that affects their business? And how does that affect their business once you reach that level?
When you reach that level, you have to fully trust in where you're at. And that's when you take a step back and you allow yourself to be open to receiving. So receiving all the good, all that hard work that you've put together, and just saying, okay, universe, God, whatever your faith is, I'm ready to receive. And that's when the magic happens. So instead of trying to be in control and having a tight grip on everything, you've risen above everything else, and you know that what you did and what you've done is going to bring good things to other people. And when you take on that mindset of allowing and receiving, isn't it funny how things just magically appear?
Yeah.
It just happens. So instead of like always trying to be in charge, and I think that was just always me. I always wanted to be in charge. I wanted to have control. And even, you know, taking a break is part of that, leaning back and allowing. Because when you like step away and enjoy a hobby, or maybe going to a workout, or maybe you work out and you take a day off from working out, it's when you let your mind rest from all of that doing. And then, yeah, so receiving, and just let all the good things that are meant to come to you all of a sudden start manifesting. It's like planting a garden. You know, you've seeded all of your flowers, and then there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah, you can pull out the weeds, and you can put forks up to for the rabbit, so the rabbits don't eat your flowers. And then they come up, the buds come up, and they start growing, and all of that beauty just happens. It happens because that's the cycle. That's what's supposed to happen.
Yes, that's amazing when you say that, because so many people, some people block that whole receiving thing, which is interesting. I've had a few people come on talking about your mindset and how sometimes you can block your blessings, but block
Mhm.
positive energy to you and everything. And for some of us, we block that. We block that receiving end of it. And
Mhm.
sometimes you have to let yourself go in order to receive what you're working so hard on.
Yep. I mean, you have to just let go and let God.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, God, you're in control. So I was going to this mastermind group. I was invited to. It was actually a application process. I was approved, and I was like, how I would go to these meetings, and these amazing two guys that were changing the real estate industry as we knew it. There was a woman that was traveling around the world building this device. And I would go in the ladies' restroom during breaks, and I would do breathing exercises because I was so overwhelmed, because I was comparing myself. And I would tell myself, I'll be okay. I am okay. I don't understand. I don't need to understand. And I'd go back in the room and I'd feel so much better, because
Wow.
I just was like, I had to take a break from everything that was going on. And I had to like refocus on myself and just let go that I don't know why I'm here. There must be a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to go back in and see what happens. And one of my favorite sayings is, attach yourself to the process and detach from the outcome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because, when you have your hands so firm around the outcome, it's just never going to come,
Mm-mm.
because it's never going to come the way you want it to.
No,
Every time we have something planned, it blows up.
it does.
That's okay. That's just an obstacle. It's just a T in the road.
Wow, that's amazing. Oh, I'm probably going to go back and listen just for myself and take notes. I do that sometimes.
Good.
And
You
just
should.
take notes.
Yeah.
Yes, I definitely will, because you are really dropping some value gems, is what I like to say.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
very much so. I did see a quote once that said, the art of elevating consciousness. Well, actually, it's actually what you just said, this quote. The art of elevating consciousness is not a hard task, it's just the art of letting go. And that really sums up what you just said. Because once you let
Mm-hmm.
go, then that's when all the positivity and everything that you've been working on comes to you. You just got to let go of that
Mm-hmm.
control.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because we are control freaks. We want to be in control of everything. And when we realize that we're not in control, that's when it all falls together.
Mm-hmm. It
That's when
definitely
the
does.
magic happens.
Yes. I've been reading The Secret, and a lot of that is in
Oh,
there. Just letting, you know, affirmations and believing and trust, and then letting go and just letting all of it come to you is really
yeah,
what that is in that book. Everything that you
really?
said. Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
I should read
Yeah.
that one again. It's been a while. The first time I watched the movie, I thought it was like, this is really good, but I didn't get it.
I got it, but I was like, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I had my husband bought the books. It's like four of them.
Oh,
It's like
okay.
The Secret, The Magic, and two
Mm,
other ones.
didn't know that.
And so
Okay,
yeah,
awesome.
so I'm trying to get through them, but I think the books are better actually
Okay,
than the actual movie.
good to know.
Yes, yes. So I so enjoyed having you on here. Again, it's Lisa R. Carmichael, right?
Yep,
.com. That's how
yep.
everyone can reach you, and your books are on Amazon. Do you write under your same name, or do you have a pen name?
Yeah, no, it's me.
Okay,
It's just
okay,
me.
good.
I am what I am. Also on my website is a free download on tips and strategies to help you monetize and scale your business because now everything is online.
Yes.
And if you aren't embracing that, you're going to be left behind. So those are my secrets that have helped me it, in the online world post COVID.
That is great.
Yeah, and I do also have a mastermind. Since the mastermind that I was in, I am accepting applications right now for the next mastermind. And my mastermind is very unique, and it is an intimate group of 10 people.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm starting to fill up the next group, and it's very, very affordable because like I said before, I'm all about helping people,
Yes.
and it's it's an amazing way to pull minds together to help move yourself forward, and you're not only moving yourself but you're helping the next person move together. So that's all that partnership marketing, how that
Mhm.
works.
How long is it? It's
my
like
master
2 days,
my,
your mastermind?
my mastermind is 3 months long.
Oh,
So when I was in the one that I went was a part of that I applied for, it was 6 months. It was in person and it was 2 hours a week. So I condensed it and took it down to 3 months, 1 hour a week virtually. So my first mastermind was I had three people from Canada. I had one from the UK. So I have an international business,
yes, you
Janice.
do. Yes. That's awesome. It's so exciting.
Yeah, yeah. So it's really such a wonderful thing to embrace and to hear how other people are struggling so you don't feel alone.
Mm,
Yeah,
that's true. That's
yeah,
a good one other good reason to have that in a group setting where people
yeah,
can
yes.
see
And we are all about
alone.
accountability too.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
each week we check in and we help each other stay accountable. So when you show up, you're showing up not only for yourself but for the group. I was never sure if I should say the group. Are you showing up for the group? Or are you showing up for yourself?
For both.
Yeah, it's
Have
really
it both.
showing up
Yeah.
for both. Yeah. So yeah, it's very powerful, and I'm very excited that I still have openings for the next session. So that's on my website as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. So when does it start? You have a
Right,
date?
we actually have started already, and it's constantly evolving.
Oh,
So don't be afraid to apply because we will good things happen when you're around positive people.
yes, yes. Yes, that makes a whole difference. So now
Yep.
we'll play a quick this or that game. Have you
Ooh,
ever you've played this or that, right?
yeah.
I like to do this just where, the listeners can get to know you a little better. And I
Okay.
know everybody loves it. They say it, they have so much fun. So I'm
I
like,
love
okay,
games.
I'll
I'm very competitive. You'd never know it, but
So, okay, so you just pick which one you like the best. Hamburgers or tacos?
hamburgers.
Yummy, yummy. Online shopping or shopping in the store?
Ooh, that's a tough
I know.
one.
Especially these days, it's like,
I'll go with online.
me too. Me too. I just started doing Amazon groceries. I bought
Ooh.
$200 worth of groceries and I ordered them last night late and they came this morning. Oh,
Ooh.
I'm not going back to the store.
Ever again. Ever again. I love it. Good for
Yes.
you.
Um, would you rather have a lot of money or a lot of free time?
Both. um, I guess I would say time because money, you can never get your time back.
Yeah.
Money will come and go, but time is never replaceable.
Yes. I think I asked that question once before with someone, and they actually said the free time because they said they could use that time to make the money. And I said, oh, I
Yeah.
like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes
Yep.
sense. Yeah. Um, let's see. Pancakes or waffles?
Waffles.
I like waffles too. Um, TV or read a book?
Read a book.
Me too. You're picking all the ones I like. We'll do a couple more. Are you a beer or a wine person?
I don't drink,
Me
but
neither.
I would take wine. I would take water. I always order water.
I do too. I'd rather have water than
Yeah.
anything. Yeah, I the same for me. Um, would you rather have a nice car or a nice home interior, like the decorations and stuff?
Probably a nice home.
Me too. And we'll do one more. What's worse, laundry or dishes?
Dishes.
Even with the dishwasher, it's still work.
It is. It is. Yeah.
But I thank you so much for coming on the show, and of course, we'll get together soon and do another one on writing books. That would
That
be
sounds great.
awesome. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
So
That
thank you
sounds awesome. And then
so.
we can share more secrets.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. I appreciate you, and we will see you again, Lisa.
Sounds good. Thank you,